First-time home buyers, whom the government defines as anyone who has not owned a home in the past 36 months, may be eligible for a tax credit up to $8,000. Tax investment specialist Chris Bird cautions that there are strict guidelines, and the clock is ticking on this windfall.
Now the big issue is this. The credit is refundable, and I have to emphasize the word refundable. That doesn't mean much to you, but to a person in a tax and accounting like myself, it means a lot. Refundable means that you don't have to have that much tax to offset to get the full $8,000 credit. And the best example is this. Assume for some reason, and they never qualify for the loan, but assume this. Assume that somebody buys a house, qualifies as a first-time home buyer, and closes within the applicable dates January 1 through 11/30 of 09. Assume they file a tax return for 09 showing 000, no income, no deductions. They will still get an $8,000 check from the government. That is what the definition of refundable means. Now, the credit is based on the lesser of 10% of the purchase price or $8,000, whichever is less. So if somebody were to buy a $70,000 home in your market, 10% of $70,000 is $7,000, the credit would not be $8,000. Okay, there are people that do not qualify for this. First of all, your income has to be below certain limits. For example, if you're single, your adjusted gross income must be below $75,000. If you're married, file a joint return below $150,000. Now, that starts a phase out. When they get to that $75,000 or when they get to that $150,000, as their income is above that, they start to lose part of the credit of $8,000. You also cannot purchase the house from a relative, and the IRS has a specific listing of what is a relative for purposes of disqualification. Third, you've got to use the home for at least 36 months as your principal residence, and the buyer, lastly, cannot be a non-resident alien.
A final caveat, once all those qualifications are met, the purchaser must close on the home by November 30th, 2009. Real estate professionals need to move quickly for their clients to benefit from this tax credit. The clock is ticking. Thanks for joining us.